Let's do a quick in this segment, the last little bit here. Just a quick. We won't go deep dive until we've had time to let it sit, but I know that both Scott and I have very recently, within the last day or so, watched Black Widow. Mm-hmm. And
just yesterday.
I think I watched it Friday. Yeah, it was Friday because yesterday I was supposed to D&D, but that fell through. I think we talked a bit before we recorded, and we kind of came to the same. And I've been hearing a lot of this. It was a liked, not loved reaction to this movie. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie, but and this is for me. But is it like when I'm like sorting through superhero movies, and I'm like, I feel like watching a superhero movie. Let's maybe watch a Marvel one. Am I going to pick that over, Captain Marvel or Doctor Strange? Probably not. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to be pretty low on my list in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I hate to say it. It was very much hyped. First kind of MCU release since 2020. Really anticipated. There was a lot of fun moments in it. Scarlett Johansson was fantastic.
All the performances were great.
The actress played Yelena Belova.
She's going to be big.
Florence Pugh. Either off the top of my head.
Little Women.
Florence Pugh. Great acting, the action, the effects, all of that's, second to none. I mean, it's great. The whole thing to me had the feel of a Mission Impossible film. Mm-hmm. It's very much what it reminded me a lot of. Because the action was, for a large chunk of the movie, it's just kind of nonstop. And there's not a lot of exposition. You get some character development, but mostly just revealing some more details of things that we kind of already knew.
Who was her friend, that guy, supposed to be? Right? Like, it seemed like we were supposed to...
Just a contact, right? Some kind of just independent contractor, guy that's selling black market weapons, vehicles, and so.
It seemed like there was supposed to be more to that, but I thought the same. And then another, someone pointed out something that I never thought of. It's like whenever they were doing like the dialogue, the camera work was all really nice. Everything was smooth. And then when they did the action, it was almost like it was a different director doing the action scenes. It was like very frenetic, and it's like, okay, we get it. There were good action scenes, but then there were so many times when I wanted to break out my broken Zack Snyder record, because he did something really funny when people were like, the Batman doesn't kill people came out after him. And when he was doing the watch along of BVS, he kept commenting, during the big Batmobile scene when all the cars are exploding and wrecking. He's like, "Oh, those guys, they're fine. Yeah. They're okay. They get out after. We just didn't want to shoot that scene, but they got out of the car. They're all fine." And there were several scenes in Black Widow where, like, when she falls off the roof, it's like, "Oh no, she'll be fine. She's okay," and she was.
So
it's like, those guys, they're fine.
I'm going to have to say, that's my single biggest beef with this movie. As there were several moments where, if Captain America, he's super soldier, right? Steve Rogers, Captain America. I mean, if you see Iron Man, who's wearing some crazy high-tech suit of armor that presumably, he's bulletproof, can protect it, it's got some kind of shock absorption, something, right? He can take a nasty fall, he can get hit by a truck. Steve Rogers can fall out of a third-story window and, like, hit a steel girder and then come down, and your willing suspension of disbelief can sustain the fact that, like, okay, he's probably really hurt, but he's just going to get up and keep fighting because he's super tough, right? He's superhuman. Black Widow's just vanilla human.
For instance, if
she didn't have any superpowers,
I mean, I will get, not that fall was too much. That fall should have killed her. Like, I could take, like, in Justice League when the Parademon throws Batman in that. And it would be the same with her, is that these people have been fighting since they were children, Batman and Black Widow, right? So they probably are fairly tough. probably tougher than an average human being. But if Batman fell from 3 stories, Batman dead. That's why he shoots his thing and catches himself. He doesn't want to fall and slam into things all the way down. And then a very rude meme came out that said, and this, I'm sorry, I laughed. The person said, why couldn't she do that on, with the Soul Stone going down the cliff?
Oh, right.
Why couldn't she have survived that fall?
Well, in my mind, it's cumulative because in the span of presumably like a week, she's in multiple, like, she gets blown up, it explodes, like rocket hits her car, and then she's in this head-on collision. The car that she and her sister driving gets flipped over and rolled over.
And they survive. And that was the one where I was like, oh, they're fine. They'll be okay. See?
Yeah. But then after like the 3rd or 4th one, I'm thinking, okay, she needs to get to a hospital. She's got internal bleeding. She's concussed, right? They both got traumatic brain injuries at this point. She's not okay, right? And the movie just keeps rolling.
And I mean, think about in Justice League,
it's comic book,
even with
movie.
the Flash, every time he got injured, he was in essence out of commission until he could get his healing factor to work. And the same with Wolverine in the X-Men movies. They shot him in the head in X-Men 2. He was down long enough that, like, if you really need to get away from Wolverine, shoot him in the head, it'll knock him out, and run your ass off, get in a Ferrari, and drive in random directions, taking a bunch of left turns. All right, so
that was my biggest beef with the movie. And second, after that, I'm not trying to dish on it. It's kind of a spoiler-free review for anybody who wants to know. But some of the editing, there's like I said, a lot of action. And you do get some exposition and some dialogue and character development stuff that happens.
David Harbour.
There's a lot of editing that happens that removes. So now we're in Turkey. Oh, now we're back in Moscow. Oh, and she just got on a plane. Oh, is it the same day or has 18 hours passed? Now we're in somewhere else on the planet, and she's talking to this person.
Oh,
it's a little whiplash.
At the very beginning, they apparently fly a small twin-engine plane from Ohio to Cuba.
Yes.
No. I have Microsoft Flight Simulator. No, they're not making it. They're not making it to Florida without refueling.
Right.
But yes, so I give that a solid 1.5. It was a fun movie. If it were the old days where
good
like
popcorn movie.
When you're back in the channel surfing days, I used to rewatch. I would rewatch something like if that were on, it's like, oh, this is on, I'll watch this. But now if it's something where I have to choose it, I don't know.
You're not gonna.
I actually I kind of feel the same about this as Wonder Woman 1984. Not a bad movie, but not something I'm gonna jump up and watch again.
Right. And finally, it suffers because of all of those things. I think it suffers from the fact that we already know what it didn't really add anything of substance to the overall scope of this established story. I mean, it's not a prequel, but it's a piece of story that wedges, literally, you can shoehorn it into the last 30 minutes of Civil War.
Yeah. We may talk more about it, we may not. Let's see.
Not Civil War, I'm sorry. Infinity War.
Let's see what comes of it.
Or it's in between those.
Let's see what comes of it. If these connections, it might be one of those things like Thor 2 that the more movies came out, it's like, I got to go back and watch Thor 2 now.
See, that's my favorite. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite Thor movie.
Wow, I got
The Dark World.
I got 1 and 3 tied, and then Dark World second. But I like all the Thor movies. So that's it for this segment. Now we gotta hit on these Loki episodes and get ready for the This is going to be the spoiler part.
Finale.
The next segment's the spoiler part. So we'll be right back with that.